Today's episode of The Mom Game is brought to you by our friends at Gateway Buick GMC at LBJ and Jupiter. I know that buying a car can be stressful, but not at Gateway because their slogan is Gateway's got it. And just what does that mean? Well, it means Gateway's got a wide selection of new Buicks, GMCs, and GM certified used vehicles, all competitively priced. Gateway's got it. In these busy times, you want a car dealer who makes things easy and convenient. Well, guess what? Gateway's got it. When you log on to gatewaybuickgmc.com, look for the Shop, Click, Drive button. This allows you to shop from the comfort of your home, and who doesn't want that? In fact, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1, select your vehicle. 2, create your offer. 3, schedule your delivery. And on top of all this, Gateway Buick GMC offers complimentary car washes for life. So when you want a dealer who has it all, Gateway's got it. You can find them online at gatewaybuickgmc.com or shop in person at LBJ and Jupiter. GMC, we are professional grade. Experience the new Buick. Welcome into episode 112 of The Mom Game. I'm Emily Jones. She is Julie Dobbs. We are in studio together. We have a special guest coming up in just a minute, but it is Cinco de Mayo.
It's one of my favorite, second tier holidays.
Oh, we're tiering the holidays.
Don't you think we should?
Sure. Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, it's not like Christmas level, but
no.
If we're talking
Easter, you're a big Easter girl.
I'm a big Easter girl. I mean, I'm just generally a holiday lover, but I love Cinco de Mayo because I love Tex-Mex.
Margarita.
I love, anything Mexico, man.
So Yo Quiero is the sponsor for the Cinco de Mayo show. So much goodness. So huge fan of the... First of all, I love the hot sauce, and I love the avocado, and I especially love these little, not avocado, guacamole.
Handy.
So I will eat this. Is it gross that I just eat it with a spoon?
Do you want me to tell you no?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. It's not gross. I just like it. And I'm like, if I just want a little healthy snack and maybe I'm being carb conscious or something, which I never am. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But I'll just eat,
you could dip veggies
spoon.
in it too.
Sure.
For the carb conscious thing.
Yeah. Yeah, but veggies, it's like, I gotta chop them up.
Veggies are a beating.
So I'll just eat it with a spoon. Yeah.
I love
and then
it.
They've got the elote dip, which is super
I made sure to
good.
bring you one.
Yes, the elote dip. And then there's a new something that we're going to try in a minute.
There is. So anytime Yo Quiero comes out with something new, I get super excited. And I can't wait to try this one. It is the avocado cream cheese dip. Doesn't that just sound so good?
Bacon ranch flavored?
Bacon ranch flavored. There's so many words. Avocado, cream cheese, bacon, ranch that all sound amazing. And so one really cool thing about this dip is that avocado is the first ingredient, which means less bad fat, more good fats, less calories than regular cream cheese only dips. Because I don't know about you, but every time I go to a party, I spend all my time around whichever dip has cream cheese in it.
Yes.
I don't even care who else is there.
Do you want me to tell you that's not gross?
I go to the party.
Do you want me to tell you that's not gross?
Yes.
Okay, it's not gross.
Okay.
It's so normal. I can just see Julie covered over the cream cheese dip with her chips.
Someone sends me an Evite, and I'm like, I wonder if there's going to be a cream cheese dip at this party. That's where it begins.
Who's bringing the cream cheese based dip to this party? That's what I want to know.
But the problem is all the cream cheese dips, guilt and shame.
There's a lot of shaming
that you feel. And so I feel like this is going to be the answer to a lot of my problems in life.
Everything's all better now that Yo Quiero has a cream cheese dip.
Yes. Okay. And if you just keep your fridge stocked with these guys, you bring them to said parties and you can be the most popular person there.
Then you'll be the answer to the question, who's bringing the cream cheese based dip to this party?
It all comes full circle.
It does.
So yes, cream cheese is the first ingredient. And it's made with real cheese and bacon. Are you kidding me? So we're going to try that one.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the elote dip, like Emily also mentioned, this one, I feel lucky to be in its presence.
Oh my God. We're going to...
because it's been flying off the shelf.
Do you want me to tell you that's not gross?
She didn't like my comment.
Well, I mean, I feel lucky to be in the presence of this elote.
You already even the playing field with my comment, okay? Now you're just trying to dig even deeper.
Okay.
I'm saying that.
I think the people at Yo Quiero might be a little disturbed by that comment, actually.
You didn't even let me finish my sentence.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
The reason why is because the people at Yo Quiero have even said themselves that it is flying off the shelves. at the grocery store.
So we're
this
lucky to be in its
elote
presence.
dip. It's hard to find because so many people love it. I know when I whipped all these out yesterday, my parents are in town and my stepdad's like, I want some of that elote dip. Like, it just stands out. It's different.
Oh, so you kept some for yourself already?
Well, duh.
Okay.
So the elote dip, we are lucky to be in its presence. It is whole kernel corn, real cotija cheese.
Cojita? Something.
It's TIJA.
Okay, I bet it's good. Cojita Heta cheese is really good.
I thought it was cojita too till I am reading it right
It
now.
might be.
Cotija.
I mean, we don't know.
Whatever
It's
the
good
cheese is.
It's like Mexican cheese.
And it's also a type of cheese that you know the dip's going to be good anytime you see that word. And it has just the perfect amount of jalapeno. So it's got a little bit of a kick, but not too much. So right now, and all year long, but right now especially because it is Cinco de Mayo, Yo Quiero is top of mind. And we have it all in studio
Celebrate
with
with Yo Quiero.
us. We have chips.
Thanks, Yo Quiero, for your support of the mom game. And God bless us with that whole plug of your company and Julie saying she's honored to be in the presence of elote.
It's true.
Yeah, but we do love them. And we had a winner, right? We had a winner.
Yes,
winner,
we
winner.
had a winner because we just
You're eating,
recently
and you just
we just
love it so
recently
much.
did a contest
Yeah.
with Yo Quiero, and our winner was Krista Colvin. Thank you, Krista.
Oh, she's a big TMG.
She's a big TMGP1.
VIP, whatever.
TMG1.
Yeah, whatever. TMG1. Just
Okay.
TMGer.
Like,
Mom
I can't
gamer.
wait to introduce our special
Okay.
guest.
All right. We have a special guest today. He's going to be with us the
I
whole
want him to
show.
laugh with us.
I know. He's already laughing at us.
It's been hard to hide him this whole
I know. Special guest is brought to you by Baylor Scott & White. Baylor Scott & White All Saints Medical Center in particular in Fort Worth has you covered this year when it comes to protecting your skin. Summer is coming and it's starting to get hot. Make sure you understand your risk of skin cancer before summer starts. Over 1 million people are diagnosed with cancer every year. You can be one less to struggle with skin cancer when you get a screening. Our teams will be at the Charles Schwab Challenge at Colonial Country Club in Fort Worth. That's the BSW teams, of course, helping golf fans understand their skincare risk factors and registering fans to receive a free skin cancer screening. Sign up and you could be chosen to receive a prize package with signed swag from your favorite PGA Tour professionals. Find out more by visiting www.bswhealth.com/Colonial Golf and make sure every putt is protected. Thank you to our friends at Baylor Scott & White. I need to get a screening. I really do.
I do too.
I feel like it's
kind of scared.
Don't be scared, but I think we should do it. So let's hit up our friends at BSW.
Yeah, let's do. We could do it on set screening.
Us. Ooh.
I don't know what all that entails. We don't have to like strip down or anything, do we?
Might be better behind closed doors. I don't know. It's just a thought. Okay, so our special guest, dun, 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 is Adam.
Hello, everybody.
Adam Hernandez, the third mom that's not a mom of the mom game.
Yep.
The dad of the mom game.
The man.
That's right.
The man of the mom game. We have I have so much to discuss with you because Mother's Day is coming up.
Yes.
So we want to tell you dads what you know. You need to
Get in
speak
our
for
brain.
all.
Adam's gonna help you
We
get
need you to
inside our
help the
minds.
dads out there.
Yes.
And then you're also our social media guru, and I have some big issues with what's happening on Instagram right now.
Okay.
That I need you to basically tell me why they're happening and what I can do aside from deleting my Instagram account to make this stop because it's making me and
It
my
makes
OCD
all of us crazy.
insanely crazy.
Okay.
So thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Update us on what's been going on in your life. Have you had any more children since we last spoke?
No
No?
more babies. No more new babies. Still just got the 4-year-old and an 8-month-old.
Yeah.
She'll
So
be 8 months
4-year-old
old.
James, and then Georgia is 8 months.
Georgia's 8 months old. Yeah.
How is sweet Georgia?
She's great. She's a lot of fun. She loves food.
Okay.
So we did, just baby food with James.
Yeah.
And then he is a little bit of a picky eater, and we'd read that like baby-led weaning is like supposed to.
Sorry, what?
Have you guys heard baby-led weaning? Apparently this is new.
I just heard
Okay.
weenie. I don't know.
I talk about these-
weaning, not
weaning.
weenie,
baby
not baby-led weenie.
That's what I thought he
What's wrong with you?
weaning.
Just eat your chips and your guacamole.
This is relatively new as far as I know.
Yeah, no
But
kidding. Baby-led
this
weenie
all-
is extremely new to everyone. Okay, all right.
It's
Baby-led
those little Vienna
ween-
sausages are the.
Baby-led weaning. I mean, back in my day, Adam, we just had babies and they
know.
didn't have any baby-led weenies. And
I know.
we made it just fine.
We just made it just fine. We grew up.
Okay. Sorry. We're a disaster. You know this. You work with us every day.
Yes. No. So I say all this like secondhand. Like my wife does all the research. She informs me.
And the breastfeeding.
And she does all the
You couldn't
work.
do that.
And then I relay this information like I'm the one.
Of course.
Who
Okay.
came
That
up
means
with
you're
it.
doing
I'm
a
like,
good
well,
job.
you know, it was my idea to do
Right.
the baby-led weenies. But anyways, basically it's this new wave sort of thing where you let kids kind of try food on their own. When you would normally be giving them baby food, you'll just put like a little slice of avocado on her high chair.
Some
and she just
Yokiero, guacamole.
yeah.
I mean,
guacamole.
okay.
So just like fruits and like they have little wafers that kids can eat and stuff. So she's all about that right now. And she'll basically, if her like high chair tray is empty, she'll start grunting at me like
Oh,
food.
yeah. Now.
Like she's like, fill up my plate. And
She's
so
more than
she-
just
Okay, we'll
leading.
take
She's
this
demanding.
She is
Take this home to
demanding.
Georgia
She
and
can
let her know
She will
that's
love
from
it.
Aunt
her
Emily.
Crazy aunts.
Crazy
Yeah.
aunts, Emily and
So
Julie.
yeah, kids are good. Had James's end of year program last night. Super cute. But yeah,
So
everything's
wait, when are
good.
you're preschool, right? James
Yeah,
is
he's in
so
preschool.
when are they getting out of school?
They have like
Yeah.
2 more weeks.
2 more
yeah,
weeks.
like middle of May is the last week, and he only goes like 2 days a week anyway.
So, okay.
we've got some camps and stuff lined up for him
Camps.
this summer. He's going to go to art camp.
He's quite the artist, James is.
He is quite the artist. He loves to draw. He picked this up like 6 months ago, and he
Well, you
just
kind
loves
of
to
are
draw.
too. Like you do all the graphic design, everything like that.
Yeah, he is definitely like kind of on some artistic like.
Did
track.
you draw like when you were little? Like
Yeah, I
Okay.
used to love to draw.
So
not at this level.
That's a gift. Like, I firmly
insane.
believe you can. Like, I have a girlfriend, my girlfriend Kelly Smith. Her son George, like since like James's age, has been drawing the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, how does this how does this
it's like
happen?
singing, like some people can
Yes,
just.
I've got no I've got no natural gifts. I have none. I can't
gift of
sing.
gab.
Great, awesome, kick ass. What a lucky girl I am. I can't sing. I can't draw. I can't.
I can't do any of those.
I can't
things.
play a music
you
instrument. Like no, I played the clarinet and the bassoon.
Why did you say no? Don't be ashamed.
Because I was fucking terrible at it. Like
The bassoon?
It wasn't like the bassoon. I
What
told
is
you
that?
this, where I had to sit on the strap because I was too little to hold the fucking bassoon up.
What is a bassoon? Let's
Big
start there.
thing that goes. It's like this. It's a giant tube. It looks like a giant PVC
I
pipe.
thought that had a different name.
No, it's a bassoon. It
Okay.
goes like this.
Okay.
And it's giant.
Yeah.
And I had to sit on a strap to hold the bottom of it up.
Why did you pick that one?
I didn't. The music teacher effing bamboozled me, and he's like tried to compliment me about how I was so good at the clarinet. I should give the bassoon a try.
They're always trying to
That's-
take people from the mainstream instruments into the weird
No,
one.
it's because
they are
right, or they find the
They do
girl that
that.
like thrives on compliments and like I'm so kick ass at the clarinet. I'm gonna try the bassoon. Like, fuck.
Just let me play the flute.
Right. I just wanted to have a piccolo, like so
yeah,
cute
well,
and dainty.
mine wasn't much better.
You know.
I played the French horn.
That's like the whole.
Did yours have a spit valve?
Yes.
So gross.
And then you had the reeds. You had to have the reeds, and the reeds were expensive.
Everything was expensive, but I was first chair, so
Oh, of course you
I'm
were.
just saying.
Teacher's pet. Adam, what did you play?
I
How did we get on this subject?
Because
James is a good artist, and here
natural
we are talking
inclinations
about the
music not my
No?
in my wheelhouse. I think my parents tried to get me to try like hand chimes at church.
Oh.
And it was very simple like hey,
triangle?
when your note comes, you just play your
Yeah.
thing. And I was like
You're like doing it the whole time.
I don't think I can. No.
Like, who's
Wait,
not
is this
getting-
the one that's like,
Ching. Yeah, you got to do the king. Yeah.
and they're
Couldn't
big,
do
and then
it.
sometimes you have to rest it on your chest
Yeah.
to make
Oh,
it
yeah,
stop
to make it
vibrating.
Yep. My
Stay
dad was
quiet.
like, "Are you sure? Like this was such an easy entry to music that
Yeah.
I should have at least been able to do that." He's like, "You sure you don't want to give it another try?" I was like, "I don't."
Yeah.
So that's where they were like, we're done here.
Yeah, yeah. My sister, she could play the piano and she can sing really well. So the musical sort of genes skipped
Went
over
the other
me.
way.
Yeah. So,
I
but-
forgot how good of a dancer I am when I tear it up at the club.
I forgot
Yeah.
how
Sorry.
good of a dancer
Yeah.
I am when I tear it
Yeah.
up at the club.
Couple
Yep,
cocktails
that's what I
in
said.
you.
That's what I said.
You do not go to the club, Emily
You're
James.
damn right I don't. I forgot how good of a dancer I am when I have a couple glasses of wine and have a dance party in my living room.
Yeah, all of a
That's
sudden
what I
Emily's-
forgot about.
Doing the nay Soldier Boy.
Man. Oh, Soldier Boy. Yeah. Okay. So where should we start today?
Let's start with Adam
You're
and-
chiming in on everything.
He's
Yeah.
chiming in on everything, but let's do Mother's Day, right?
Yeah.
Mother's Day?
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought, it's Mother's Day. Who better than a father
Yep.
to come talk about Mother's Day?
Oh, 100%. It's kind of like a big mystery for dudes, I feel like.
It is. And, this is my 5th Mother's Day or as a dad. So nowhere near expert level. But I have picked up a few things over the years.
Sure.
One of my go-tos is I have 2 go-tos.
Okay.
One is this is for birthdays, anniversaries, Christmas, Valentine's, whatever. The best friend. The best friend needs to be your biggest ally.
Oh.
Your biggest
Smart.
resource is every year I'm shopping for something. FaceTime her best friend. What do you think of
That's
this?
brilliant.
It's
So
easy.
smart.
She knows exactly what she wants. Usually they like the same stuff. And
Yeah,
so
it's just like a cheat sheet.
It is a cheat sheet. And there's actually been times where I was really proud of myself because I picked out some earrings at, I don't remember.
Oh,
Where?
you tried to pick
And I
the
FaceTimed
earrings.
her and I was like, what do you think of these? She was like, ew, no. I was like, good,
Okay.
good.
Did the same best friend help you with the proposal?
She did. Yep.
That's
The
a big best
proposal.
friend
Yeah.
area.
No, that was again. I just kind of let the friends kind of help me plan everything. So yeah, she's extremely helpful. And then my other can't miss is just Kendra Scott. I
Yeah.
just walk in there
Yeah.
in their location in Southlake, and I'm like,
Mom's Day.
what's
Kinder
cool,
Spot.
what's in season, and
Yeah.
the girls are like, well, these are hot, and everybody's been buying these, and we're about to sell out of these, and I'll be like, I'll take one of those, that's fine. So that's my
smart.
bread and butter, as usually.
So I will say, not many men will implore that's a smart move. Ask the best friend.
Yeah.
My best girlfriend Lisa, I think this was for her, maybe it was her birthday, and God love her sweet husband Jeff and Mike, my husband, have been friends since they were itty bitty babies. And so
Is that how you know her?
yes, that's how I know. And so there was one year. This was within the last year. I don't know if it was her birthday or if it was Christmas. And Jeff's like, nailed it this year. Got it. Whatever. And so she gets a notification about how Jeff her husband is at the AT&T or Apple store or something. She's like, are you fucking getting me an iPhone for is this you nailing it? What?
no.
What are you? No, I can go buy my own thing iPhone. I don't want
That's
you
just
to.
part of the daily.
I don't. Yes,
You need those.
I don't want you to
Yeah.
buy me an iPhone. So
Yeah.
but this year for her birthday, he plans a trip to New Orleans. And surprised her, told her the night before, had arranged childcare.
Okay, winning.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
You arranged childcare.
Because we
That
get
is
so tired of it.
Yes. And so he had arranged childcare, all that kind of stuff. And so that was Jeff learned, and so he did not consult me, so he kind of did it on his own.
right.
I think he learned from
learned. Yeah.
he learned from the iPhone thing.
We're always evolving.
Yes.
We're always getting better.
That would be.
Yeah.
I feel like I can already see this graphic that we're going to post it, the do's and the don'ts of Mother's Day.
Yeah, no, let's talk about
don't buy a phone or some sort of inanimate object that is already in the house that you need to replace, like a printer. Because that's what I got one time.
You got a printer?
Yes.
Is that better or worse than a vacuum?
That is better. No, the vacuum is better in my opinion. If it's one of those Dysons, choo choo choo,
Okay.
those are freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And a little bit outside of what we would normally spend on a vacuum, so you have to throw in a holiday to get to that extra $100. But the printer, love Kelly to death, but that wasn't
Yeah. God bless him.
because we needed a printer, and so he's like, "Well,
all
here
the
you
stuff
go."
that you've printed over the years.
Well, think about all the times you use your phone. It doesn't mean that we want
Right.
that for our.
Okay, so you have
Our
a list,
day.
a list of do's and don'ts.
No, we're gonna create.
Or we're
it.
going
I was
to
gonna
create
say,
it.
I want to let you guys kind of tell us gentlemen, what are one of the questions I wanted to ask you is what's the I'm trying to think of the way to say it. What's the gift that guys think is awesome but actually isn't?
Ooh.
What's the Let me look at the way I phrased
Good.
it.
What is the gift? Yeah,
most overrated. There
most
you go.
overrated.
Most overrated Mother's Day gift. And it's okay. This is a
Let's
safe
talk about
space.
flowers.
No.
How do we really feel about
flowers. Okay, so
I love them.
I like them on so I told my husband so early on in our relationship that I wasn't a huge fan of roses. he took that and ran with it. And it's like, I mean, I would have got you flowers, but you don't like flowers.
Yes, he said that when he was on the show.
Which is part of his bit. Like, that's our whole fucking marriage is built on bits.
Yes,
like, it's just built
I've witnessed
on
it.
bits.
Yes.
And so he'd be like, oh, yeah, I would have. And so then he'll send, but he will still send some flowers, you know, on whatever. If he knows I'm about to have an emotional breakdown or
Yeah.
whatever.
Like
Yeah.
such a sweet.
But I will say
sentiment.
there is something that makes your day when you
Yes.
get flowers. And
It's
it
easy.
does, I feel like it makes your day more when it's not Mother's Day, your birthday, when it's just like, hey, I really appreciate you and what you do for our family. And here's some. But then I will say this, as a woman, I'm like, and as a wife and mother, I'm like, I want to, sometimes I want to do something for him to like, I'm proud of how hard you're effing working for our family. I love you very much and all that kind of stuff. And so I've just gone with the cookie route. I've gone the Tiff. Why is Tiff's treats or cookie crumble, like crumble cookies? What?
Yeah.
Why don't we have? We need a dessert sponsor of
We
the mom
do.
game.
We do.
I wouldn't use the whiz out of it. But anyway, so sometimes I'll just send cookies or something sweet because it's hard. I feel like it's harder because I feel like guys, you've got the flowers on, like that's just something.
Yeah.
You've also got the spa thing. You've got flowers and spa that like.
It's kind of like just your
Slam
go-to.
dunk.
Yes,
Easy.
slam dunks.
Yeah, totally.
But like dudes, it's like it's harder. So I will do the cookies every once in a while.
Because I feel like that's always a safe bet.
Yeah.
Like cookies, brownies, anything
food
sweet
is
that's like just
like
for them.
easy.
Or I will say another thing I've tried is just to send like a random text message, after the show, just might text Mike and be like,
we both do that today?
We should.
I should.
Just like I appreciate how hard you work for our family. Like I love you very much. Like just
should we do
just
it right
little
now?
things. Don't do it right now.
Hey, baby.
But yeah.
Just thinking about you,
He's
baby.
up in
yeah.
Calgary working hard for the family.
He is. So anyway, okay.
Yeah.
So finish your what do you think?
But I think that I would, just to wrap up flower talk.
Yeah. Flowers feel like
think
table
it's
stakes to me. Like, you
good.
can't. I feel like that's like you gotta have flowers.
You
on
gotta have
Mother's Day.
flowers.
Yeah.
And I
You
think
can't show
it's,
up without flowers
it's
on Mother's
better
Day.
if it's not the only thing. If flowers are like a side gift.
Start with the flowers.
Side an
Yeah.
appetizer of
Just
sorts.
like
an
wet the
appetizer.
palate with some flowers. And I'll
Yeah.
tell you what, just like we love, if you can book the babysitter, I would also really
Oh
enjoy
my
if you could
gosh.
take care of my flowers after you give them to me.
Oh, like water them.
And like trim them and
Oh.
feed them. Because
Okay.
it is a little tiny job when
It
you give
is.
someone flowers.
Yeah, it's a
and then I
small
feel
job.
very sad and guilty when the flowers die. I'm like, I suck. I can't even take care of these
Yeah.
flowers.
I'm
Yeah.
in on
But
the
take care of
child
the
care.
flowers.
If you
Yep.
if you're like you have no stress, I think the perfect Mother's Day for me is like not having any like I want to be. I actually do, especially because it's always during the season, during
Yeah.
baseball season. So
Yeah.
I just want to be with my family, but I don't want to have a bunch of to do. Like I
Right.
just kind of
Sure.
want to have a chill day.
Sure.
So I will tell you this. Guess where I will be this Mother's Day?
Where?
At a baseball tournament for
fun.
Henry.
Fun.
Yeah.
Well, do you have
Which-
any time on either end?
we don't know, Julie, because it's pool play on Saturday, and then we'll find out about 9 p.m. on Saturday, Mother's Day Eve, what our schedule is for the next day. So we're
And
going
what do
to
moms like more
then sitting. I mean, it's going to be a
sitting?
cool
We
98
have soccer.
degrees.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
going to be.
that's what you want.
It's. I mean, listen. I do love the fact that I don't have to work, and I will be at a baseball tournament. But I also had booked a brunch. I booked a brunch for our moms and our family, and then. I haven't canceled it yet because I'm in a little bit of denial. I haven't canceled
well,
the
yeah, because
reservation.
maybe baseball will be later.
But we don't know,
I know.
until
But I'm saying if
there's
you
a
hold on to the brunch,
48-hour cancellation policy.
I'm the angel on your
I
shoulder.
think we need
I gotta-
Henry to throw
just
some
trying to
games on
help.
Saturday.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, that's there's that.
Okay.
So, okay.
Yeah, I feel like the day should probably start with like flowers and a Starbucks and
Ooh.
like sleeping in.
Look at this
Like,
guy.
It
Yes.
should just be like easy.
Yes,
quick,
sleep in.
easy.
Sleep in is huge.
Starbucks
Preach
and
it.
flowers.
Let your
is, like,
wife sleep
there.
in if you
And
don't do
then
anything else.
I was joking
It's
with
also
Julie.
free.
I was texting Julie. I think you were working, which is why we excluded you.
We
but
did.
I
We
know.
were
You
trying
guys
not
do that
to
a lot.
stress her out.
I didn't want to stress you out, but I was like, moms love cooking breakfast for their family. So wake her up nice and early, set all the ingredients out for her. Let her just go to town.
Write her a to-do list
Yeah,
while you're at it.
here you
Yes.
go, babe. I know how much you love
Chore
cooking for us.
list.
So yeah, I think it's like a very like careful balance between like you don't want to just send mom away for the
Yeah,
whole day.
yeah.
Of like, yeah, go do your own thing. And then she's like, I didn't see my family on Mother's
Right,
Day.
right.
But also like you don't want her to be like, nobody needs to count on mom on Mother's Day. You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
the best way to put it.
count-
No one needs to count on mom for anything.
Yeah.
Just
Because
let
once she's had a couple of mimosas at brunch, she just wants to take a nap.
100%. Let mom just kind of like wait in the wings all day, and she'll tell you when she wants to be part of the family.
Yeah.
Just let her run the
Okay.
You just hang out in your room, you watch Netflix, and then you come tell us when you're ready to hang out.
Yeah.
But you're not going to be like required to cook or clean or take anyone anywhere or don't ask me where the soccer jersey is or why these socks don't have
Off duty.
partners. Don't ask me any of that shit. Just let me sit in my room, watch something, and then I'll pop out and like take cute pictures of my kids and then post them to Instagram and then go back into my room.
Yep. There you go.
Bingo.
Easy.
Nailed it. Okay.
That's all I really want.
Speaking of Instagram, we're going to talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
We're going to talk about hardcore, but
Sweet.
we've got to.
Is that all your Mother's Day tips?
What up? Anything else?
I was just wanted to hear from you guys, like, as, how do you feel about crafts, Mother's Day crafts?
Are we
Receiving
partaking
them?
or are we
Receiving.
Receiving.
Oh, I'll receive a craft any day.
I'm certain you would. And I will too, but I have a craft selection process as far as what
supposed to mean.
what gets like saved. I have a craft shelf in my closet.
dear.
Okay.
In your closet.
And it's where else am I going to put the crafts?
Display them. Damn
Where-
it. You're beautiful, sweet kids.
I know.
made
And if you
those
just
crafts.
come into my closet, you can see all the beautiful crafts that my kids have made over the years. It's
You
amazing.
think you're going to be
I'll take a-
sentimental, and then you actually start getting them out, and you're like,
Yeah.
why did we keep
I will
this?
take a picture of my craft shelf. I have a craft shelf
in
you
the
go.
closet.
in the closet. It's a beautiful display. I mean,
Why do you hate your children?
I don't. Where else am I going to put the fucking crafts?
All around.
All over. Oh my! I'm having like anxiety thinking about that. Like just crafts
My kids'
everywhere.
crafts are literally all
No.
around.
Oh, that's why we have a craft shelf. Why are you putting crafts all around?
Oh yeah, my son, when he makes something,
they feel
he loves
special.
to-
They love the craft shelf. They know that it's a big deal if something makes it to the craft shelf. I'm not kidding. They're like, oh,
Otherwise, it's just in the dump truck
where-
down the street.
damn straight. Absolutely. You know how many fucking crafts these kids have made in the last 10 years?
Henry and Hattie, if you're listening,
Oh, here we
send
go.
me your crafts,
Julie's,
and I will put them all around.
Julie's going to tell everyone how mean I am.
I will put them on display. I know your wife. I know your mom won't.
I will.
Send them to Aunt Julie. I will
Listen.
totally embrace your crafts.
Do museums just have art scattered around everywhere, or do they have it organized in a specific location?
Well, if you want to live in a museum, that's fine. I prefer to be in a homey house.
Okay. All right.
Adam,
So we
what?
want
Sorry,
Mother's Day
I think
crafts.
we
They just
interrupted
need to
you.
be at a certain standard, otherwise they're going in the trash.
Shelf worthy.
Oh, thank you.
No, I wait a few days. I gauge if they're emotionally attached to it, if they're really
Okay.
proud of it.
Okay.
There's a lot of things.
I trust that you do.
There's a lot of things that go into this process.
Well, how old's Henry now?
10,
10.
almost 11.
It's the later you are into your crafting
Yeah.
journey, the more crafts you've acquired over the years.
Yeah, I got a
so
lot
you
of-
got to whittle at some
I
point.
got a lot of crafts.
True.
a lot of crafts.
We've
true.
kept them all, but I know there's going to be a day we go through.
Oh,
and
you're
be
gonna-
like,
yeah.
why did we keep this?
Yeah.
There's too
I'm going to
many
go all
things.
Marie Kondo on my kids when we move.
Oh
Be like,
gosh,
hug
Emily,
this.
moving
Oh,
Emily's
yeah.
already
You get
stressing
one
me
box.
out.
One box.
I'm like, oh, you're not smiling. This is in the trash. Hold this. Nope. You're not crying with joy. You're out.
When is this happening? I need to put it on my calendar.
I
Mentally
don't know.
prepare for moving Emily.
It's not going to be pretty.
It's not going to be
It's
pretty.
not gonna be pretty.
This does remind me, though, a real quick plug for the Family Concierge, because they're currently,
Oh, yeah.
while we speak, at my house, like rearranging
are.
furniture,
Oh, nice.
getting Anna moved. We got new beds for Ryder, everything else. But Mother's Day, I feel like you can't go wrong with a gift card to Family Concierge, because they can literally do whatever it is that you need. Whatever it is
Well,
that
and
you
so
need
it's like,
them to
yeah,
do.
take a day and give them a to-do list.
Yes.
No,
like,
that's brilliant.
You go get your nails done and you have these wonderful, sweet angel ladies come to your house and organize. Like,
Yep.
how about that?
That's a clutch gift.
Yes.
Okay.
Clutch
Yeah.
gift.
There you
The
go.
Family Concierge. You can go to
There
their
you
website.
Okay, are we ready to talk some sports?
I think so. We're
Okay.
going from crafts to sports. That's
Crafts,
only
we
on the
covered
mom
crafts.
game.
Okay, now we are moving into Sports Squirts, presented by Baird, which Baird is trying to get us all in line for these retirement plans. We're
They
a little
sure
bit
are.
of ways away from
We're a ways
that
away,
ourselves, but
we need to
that's why
plan.
you've got to start planning
It's
now.
important because it can be super scary.
Yes.
60% of women don't expect their money to last throughout their lifetime. I mean, I don't. 62% are worried that they won't be able to maintain their current lifestyle in retirement. If you look at the facts, women usually live longer than men. I'm so sorry.
So sorry.
We'll give you a tribute on
Yeah.
the mom game once your time comes.
Are we still going to be doing the mom game when we're like 80?
Hell yeah, we'll be the
Absolutely.
grandma game.
Real? Oh, it'll be amazing. Okay, so the good news is, and I feel like this is such a great step for women in general who maybe have not been as involved in these conversations with their significant others, if they're momming on their own, if they're
Yep.
solo parenting, all those kind of things. Baird is trying to kind of lay out a roadmap.
Yes, like we're talking about things
Yes.
that can help do things for you. Make sure you have your S in gear.
Right. So things that you may not have thought of. They've got this women's retirement guide that kind of will walk you through it. That's available at womenatbaird.com. That's women at BAIRD.com. So if you want to just, even if you don't think you're ready, if you're like, I don't have a bunch of money to put away, I don't have this guide will get you started. So
Yep.
that's the first step, is just getting going,
Yep.
making that first step.
Yep. And if you would rather talk to someone in person about all of that, because it is kind of like personal stuff, they
Yeah.
do have an office in Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, and other cities around Texas. So
And
just
it's-
head to their website.
And it's overwhelming. Like, you want somebody to like, okay, I can read this, retirement guide, and this is a great but I have questions and I want to ask questions, and
Yep.
that's what they're
Face to face.
here to do. Yeah. So super awesome that Baird is a partner, especially the way that they are really gearing things towards
women.
And we got some women watching up in here and listening up
Yes,
in
we
here.
do.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, sports scorts. So how tired is it? We were all on a text string last night, and I'm like, there's zero chance I'm making it
make it.
through.
Wait, okay. Everyone
Didn't make
raise your hand if you made it through the Mavericks and the Stars playoff game once this week.
Nope.
Nope.
That is so sad.
Yeah, did you?
Because we're like the biggest sports
Well, no,
fans.
you fell asleep mid-text conversation
Yes.
with me during the Mavs.
I did.
And then last night, I was actually in bed. Mike and I started out watching a show. He's like, I'm out. I'm like, do you mind if I stay up and watch? Because I didn't want to go back in the living room
I
and turn on
know
the
the
stars.
living room to bedroom is always a
And I was like,
difficult
can
decision.
can I turn on the stars? He's like, put it on 4, like, this low. I'm
Has
like,
to be an even number.
Put it on, of course. Put it on 4. So then I'm watching the stars, and I'm like, okay, I'm into this. We're texting, the three of us. And then we hit the second intermission, and I was like, fuck, there is no way I can stay through a 20-minute intermission and then watch the end of this game.
I know.
So I went to bed and was like, praying that when I wake up, the Stars will have won. But it was 1-0.
And it was still 1-0.
And it was still 1-0.
It was still 1-0. I was on that same exact wavelength as you. And in your defense, it was a pretty boring game. Like,
I mean,
it was playoff hockey.
because there wasn't a shit ton of shots on goal, right?
No, I mean, the Stars had like 2 or 3 through the first period. The first period was really rough. And then from what I understand, they fought back late and almost tied it, but didn't. But
Yeah.
they got it together. It's playoff hockey. Calgary is a very big, tough, physical team.
Yeah, and their whole-
They knew that. It's like when you know, like, I'm
The
XYZ.
boogeyman's
Well, I
coming.
gotta over XYZ.
Yeah.
They were trying to overpower the Stars. They were trying to bully them. They were trying to like not let them even get their game going. But I think the Stars fought back a little bit more than maybe they expected. We had our friend Michael Raffle, who Dan and Jake, and we have some fun with his name, like Chicken and Raffles, the Raffle ticket. Like no one really.
Okay.
Anyway, he fought. And he stood
There
up.
was 2
he stood up
fights.
for and then John Klingberg got in on it, and then he got the boot because apparently he didn't fight at like the right time.
So can I
They'd already
make a
blown the
confession?
whistle.
So I was watching, and I'm always afraid to tweet late at night because I'm afraid people are going to think I've had too much wine.
Oh,
So
I blew through
I-
that door a long time ago.
Right? And I love that about you. Love that about you. But it's like, even if because like last night I had like a glass of wine, but I was like, so I wanted to tweet what is happening with the hockey because I thought that was so
Do it from
appropriate.
the Mom
That's
Game
what I
account is
do.
my safe place.
And then that's where we just, but I was like, I don't want people to be like, oh, there's Emily. It's 10:50 and she's wondering
I don't think they would.
what is going
Do it
on with
from
the
the Mom
hockey.
Game account because that is
that's
the
a good
safe place
trick.
where we can really be us.
Safe place. It's
Yeah,
safe place
on
for
our
Mom
the ones that are attached
Okay.
to our names.
Well,
I'm like,
and then if all else fails, I can just be like, oh, that was Julie tweeting. It wasn't me.
exactly.
But I am.
You have a lot more on the line than I do.
Is that weird that I'm paranoid about that? Like I usually won't tweet like after 9:30.
I don't think you should. There's some things I think you should be paranoid about. I think that one's fine.
That one's not.
Twitter is like,
and
great
it's not
for
even
late
because
night.
it's not even because I'm hammered. It's just because like, oh, if I tweet this, people are going to be like, that I'm. Which that's stupid. Why am I worried about that? I know why, because people get fucking roasted on social media, and I would like to avoid that as much as possible.
Like Twitter gets hot late at night because everybody's
does.
drinking.
Well, I mean, I recall a time not too long ago, Emily was celebrating a Texas Tech win a little after 9 or 10. And
maybe
got in a
that's
fight with
why.
somebody. So
Maybe that's why you
people
have
just
that.
get testy after games.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Well, I mean, if I'm tweeting that late and especially going back and forth, that's a good indication that have got some liquid courage all up in me. For sure.
When you start firing back.
I know. I'm trying to sometimes.
It's okay.
It's okay. It happens.
You do you, but I will say that the Mom Game Twitter is our safe place.
Okay.
Or space place.
Did I say space place? Yeah, whatever.
We can talk about space all you want.
Okay, so Stars are down 1-0.
Yeah,
Show airs on Thursday. This is Wednesday. Show airs on Thursday.
Yeah, so they'll be playing game 2
Thursday.
Today. Moral of the story is I think that they could have when I watched the first period I was like, oh crap. I was like, this could be bad for the whole series. And then they kind of fought back. On paper it looks like Calgary dominated them, but some guy I know that is on the coaching staff told me that
some guy I know that's on the coaching staff
told me that they didn't have like high quality chances, so they might have had more shots on goal. They might have been in their own end a lot more than Dallas was,
right?
Or sorry, in their offensive zone, but their quality of chances and their quality of scoring opportunities wasn't that good. So the Stars were still not giving them like easy,
right?
You know what I mean? Easy opportunities. So I think they're feeling okay about it. Obviously, you would have loved a win, but they're like, we can totally hang.
Right.
Like, this is fine.
Well, and I feel like the throwing down, the dropping of gloves, and like I feel like the hockey fights are so interesting. Like the one guy for us had
Raffle.
Well, there was 2 fights though.
John Klingberg.
Which one's the one that got his jersey pulled over? I'm like, that's a total Bush League move. You pulled his jersey over. He can't. And why are our guys fighting with no helmets and the other guys have the helmets on? What's happening?
It's beer league rules, man. Like, there's no rules in fighting besides that you can't fight after they tell you to stop fighting. So that's why John Klingberg got the boot.
Okay, but how can we even the playing field with like if your helmet comes off, I got to take mine off too because punching a helmet is not effective.
That hurts.
Yes. So I feel like it should be either like I don't know, like we need to establish some rules.
And like when they whisper sweet nothings into each other's ears before the fight, which they actually kind of do.
Yeah, like, do you want to go?
That happens, and then
God, I want to do that just one time.
You want to go? No helmet. No helmet. No helmet. No helmet. That's how they would have to do it, I think.
If you're already like asking permission if they want to go, let's just throw in a sidebar.
Set a few guidelines.
Yeah.
You want to go, but real fast. Here's the rules.
Right. Helmet on, helmet off, no jersey over the head. All right, let's go.
Yeah, like no cheap shots.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Well, and you can see like if a team does some of that like cheap shit, like that'll really piss off our team. You know, you can have a fight that's like kind of not arranged, but where everyone's like, okay, let's fight. Like, let's do
an arranged fight.
I mean, they kind of are sometimes, but then you can have the fights that really get dirty and you can tell.
Right.
And that's playoffs. It's going to be like a hard fought series, but I wish I would have won.
And Mavs, Adam, I feel like you're a big Mavs guy.
I've got my Mavs hat on.
You do?
I got hooked on the
that
Mavs. Luka, like I grew up loving the Mavs, and then Luka like brought me back into the fold.
He did.
3 or 4 years ago. So
he's awesome.
I'm always learning about the game, so I don't feel like I'm the guy who can be like, well, when they come with the high screen and pick and pop and all this stuff.
Pick and pop.
I still don't quite understand the
D
strategy
and 3,
of basketball.
all the stuff.
What's casual? Your casual fan watching. What do you think about this series? Do you think that we have a chance?
The Mavs, the second half of the season from January on, beat a lot of really good teams.
Yeah.
And I think maybe only once did they lose like 2 games over the stretch of like 5 or 4. Mm-hmm. So they won a lot and they spaced their losses out. So, but the only problem is they haven't beat Phoenix in 10
When
tries.
I heard that, I was
unreal.
like, oh, MF.
It's crazy.
Okay, so the thing about the Mavs is I feel like it's so, I mean, and obviously so much hinges on Luka, but I don't know if you were on the text, but I remember I texted you, I was like, Luka looks like me after a bottle of wine. Like,
Yeah.
he looked ragged
Yeah.
in game one.
There were
They were
I mean, because they were assaulting him on the reg, and then he still put up 45.
Can you imagine?
Right.
I almost tweeted, talking about tweets that you don't post. I had written out, and I was like, no, just go to bed. It was like, Luka has 17 limbs in his face every time that I look up.
Yeah.
17
Okay.
limbs.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
just, they were all
Throwing
over him.
themselves.
They were. That was their game plan.
That must have been what it was like for you in college, like just people throwing themselves at you.
Yeah.
17 limbs.
17 limbs in your face.
I don't. Well, I didn't need all that detail. I don't need to know about the limbs being thrown at you,
I feel
Julie.
like I said that it was that limb. It's just limbs.
Okay.
I don't know if that's called a limb, anyways.
Oh, it can be. if it's if it's right.
Adam, any comment?
I think I'm gonna go. Y'all are crazy.
Sorry.
You made it worse. I started so much worse.
Okay. I'm actually strangely proud of that. Okay. All right.
mercy.
So, what about that defense on Luka?
Bop. You ever see that thing on Twitter that's like whenever anyone says anything that's like they get bopped for being horny?
Right, just because I'm just trying to be funny. I'm not horny. Thank you. Jesus. And I've never even seen this. What are you talking about? What kind of Twitter world are you living
You
in?
haven't seen it. It's really
No.
funny. It was really funny. There's this.
I know what you're talking about, Julie.
Yes,
Yeah,
I-
I've seen it. I know what
You
you're talking
young
about.
kids.
Anytime somebody like
And you're-
tweets something that's just a little bit too aggressively
Yes, horny.
sexual
You can say
at
it.
somebody, there's like a meme that somebody will always reply with, and it's like a little dog with a bat hitting
Yes.
somebody on the head.
Go
and it
to
says,
horny jail or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah, you got to go to horny jail.
I just want to bop you.
Well.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Okay. All right. So the Mavericks.
I'm sorry,
So
Adam.
the Mavericks, I trust this team. I think in this Jazz series you saw.
Take this shit. You go. You
Yeah,
go.
I feel like in the Jazz series you saw Jason Kidd make like adjustment after adjustment after adjustment,
Yes.
and I just trust the team and I trust the system. So I think this one's probably going to go 6 or 7, and then what
hope
happens
so.
is just kind of feels like it's anybody's game.
I know. If both of these teams move on, can we get no West Coast games? Like, it's just so hard.
It's
Yeah.
hard and it's not fair. I'm like,
It's not fair.
like looking at-
listen,
Just
and
being in the
you're
Western
talking
Conference,
to
yeah.
and you're talking to someone who covers a baseball team that plays the vast majority of its games between Oakland,
And that's regular
Anaheim,
season. It's
and
like, this is
Seattle.
playoffs.
I know.
I'm like, my children don't have their dad here for a freaking
know.
week, and they can't even watch the game that their
know.
dad is at
Think of
because
the
it's at
children.
9:00. Think of the children. NBA, do it
Yes.
for the kids. You want to grow this game? Figure out a freaking way.
Do
Make
it for
a
the
couple of
kids.
them start earlier if you can. Like we could have a 5:00, and then we could have a 7:30
Yeah.
instead of a 7 and a freaking 9:30. It's ridiculous, and I'm mad about it because I can't even stay up. And we do a sports show. Like I work at a sports station, and we have people
Yeah.
falling asleep. It's stupid. My other Jason Kidd question.
Okay.
I'm really confused about if he's smart or not.
Oh, I think he's a smart basketball mind for sure.
Yeah, I think
Just
so, too.
that though.
I don't know. I mean, I would
Like
never
his
want.
interviews are like he doesn't sound smart. But then when you talk about making adjustments, that's where I'm like, I need to know if I feel confident in Jason Kidd making adjustments. I would hope so because that is the basketball mind.
I feel confident with Jason Kidd on a basketball court or on a basketball bench.
Yeah.
For,
Okay,
without
good.
question.
Same here, yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to
For
hear
sure.
that because I
He's
think
talked
he's
a
here
little bit about
for
that,
good.
like his first 2 stints as a head coach, like not
Yeah.
having that, and like he kind of had to grow that when he was an assistant in LA, of like learning that sort of style of coaching. So
But I don't
trust
think
him
this
for
is
sure.
one of those like former athletes or former players
Yeah.
that's like, oh, I was kick ass. I'm a Hall of Famer. This is going to be easy as
Yeah.
cake. Like, no, I think he's putting in.
I
the-
agree.
He's
And
put
it
in
to
the
be
work.
like a really good point guard in the league, you have to have
Oh,
smarts.
for sure.
But it's just sometimes after like his post game interviews and all that.
You know
I'm
what I
like,
think that is? I think that's a general like I don't give
Athlete
a
speak.
f,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
just don't like. I don't. And I think a lot of times too, so many coaches don't come from a prominent playing career. And so they feel like they have to be on for the media. This may still be something
Like
relatively new to them.
public
For Jason
speaking.
Kidd, he's like, I've done this 800 million times. Like,
think
I'm
you're
just going to
right.
get through this.
It's okay if the coach isn't making headlines with his press conference.
Oh,
You know what I
without a
mean?
doubt.
Like, just
Yeah. Yeah.
the
I mean, and
lines and-
every coach has a different way of motivating. And I think these guys obviously have responded to his tactics,
Yeah,
you know, and the
I
way
agree.
that the buttons that he's pushing. I think it's big.
I just
agree.
needed to be convinced real quick. So
Yes.
thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. What's on your feed brought to us by, I cannot wait for this, by the way, by our friends at Globe Life. The job market right now is a different landscape than it used to be, whether you're attempting to balance your work and home life or find a career that aligns with your goals and needs. It's a lot to juggle. If you're looking for a career path that offers a flexible schedule, the ability to make a difference, and the independence to build your own business, take a look at Globe Life. Anyone watching my Texas Rangers play has seen the name Globe Life, but many may not know the opportunity that is there and how many successful women thrive in their careers with Globe Life. If you've never considered the insurance industry, you should know that a growing number of women are finding true success within it. Globe Life has been around for generations and prides itself on its commitment to make tomorrow better. With virtual and in-person business models, you can find success wherever you are. If you want to be paid what you're worth, keep a flexible schedule, and find meaning in your career by being engaged, in what matters most at home, reach out to Globe Life today at globelifeagents.com. It could change your trajectory in a way you never thought possible. That is globelifeagents.com to discover what a career at Globe Life can do for you. Again, another sponsor gearing things toward women. So,
And
women,
you hear us talk about them on the ticket. They're like all on board. We
and
love them.
women, if you're, but also too, like we have plenty of male listeners of this show.
Yep.
Dudes, tell your ladies about, you know,
if your wife is super stressed, be like, check them out.
right.
You could find a
check out
different
Globe
job.
Life, check out Baird. Like let's, you know, all these kind of things. So it's not just, even though these are programs that are geared toward women, which we love, it's not just the women that can hear this. And so
100%.
Holler at
Tell
your ladies.
and tell them to start listening. Jeez
holler at your
Louise.
ladies.
Yeah.
Okay.
So while you were doing that, we were secretly opening
I heard
up the avocado
there was nothing
cream cheese
secret
dip.
about it. It was,
You know, Julie, when that cream cheese dip is around,
I
you
mean,
can't-
she's,
I didn't want to forget because we did say we would taste test.
and I want to.
okay. So
Okay.
it's now ready.
Did you taste it?
No, not yet.
Okay, you need to taste it. Okay, so while we're talking about this and tasting the new avocado cream cheese,
crunch right into the microphone if you can.
bacon,
Just
we
really-
should just all get this over with at one time. I'm excited, actually.
How is it? We passed it my way.
Oh my god, that's good.
Is it? I'm so excited. Can someone?
Oh, did you not get some?
No.
Oh, you got some.
Oh
I
gosh,
was waiting for you to say it was okay.
Stop it. Oh my god, that's so good.
Is it?
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
It's really
Oh,
good.
hell yeah.
It's like a little hint of bacon, little hint of ranch.
Okay. This is when I want to call back to what I said earlier is that the main ingredient is guacamole,
God,
so
that's
it's not
so
even
good.
that bad for you.
It's not overpowering.
No.
It's not super rich. It's like, how many of those did you get?
Only one. So I don't know what we're going to do here.
I don't either. We'll just have to finish it before we leave.
That's why I had Adam stop for chips. So
like-
we could have a little chip party after
We did have.
we're done.
We are having a chip party. Okay.
So out of wine.
So, well, you need. Adam is not drinking his wine at all. Okay.
Here's your easy
so,
out.
what's on
Just
your
pour it to
feed?
me.
Our friends at Globe
That's good.
Life.
That's good.
Bringing us what's on your feed. So, Adam, I have a severe issue with what's going
Okay.
on Instagram.
Okay.
So, you're social media expert.
Yep.
You know all the things, algorithms, blah blah. Okay. So, I feel like I gave my phone to Hattie McCoy, my 8-year-old daughter. She watched some dog videos and some hair braiding videos, and that is all I effing see anymore. And it's like suggested posts from whatever. And I exit and I say, I do not wish to see this post because you follow whoever. What is happening? It's so bad right now.
Is it not? It's not getting better when you.
No, I keep doing it. There's some lady I've never even heard of that's like, because you watched a reel from this chick
Yeah.
with hair videos, that's why you're seeing this. And I'm like, I mean, it's like probably 3 or 4 of the posts are suggested posts, or because you follow this person, or because I had one come up for you the other day. because you follow Julie Dobbs.
Oh God, what was
yes.
it?
It was some
Something
Highland,
embarrassing?
some Highland, Lake Highlands thing. It was like a,
Like just because I
So this
follow
is things that
someone
are
doesn't
showing
mean
up
I
in
want.
your timeline?
yes, what
Interesting.
is happening?
Yeah, I had that for a little bit, and I just kept hitting no.
I've been
and they
hitting
stopped.
no for like over 2 weeks now.
It's not working?
No.
Interesting.
Isn't there a way to block all of like them from taking your data?
Yeah, there is. There's some job aids you can find online to basically set it up to where your data is not
Shareable.
shared, and when your data's not shared, you don't get a whole lot of ads.
You don't
But
get
they-
ads at all, or do you get ads?
I don't think you
Just
get
not
very
as
many.
many.
I've never done it, but it seems like they're always tinkering with their algorithm.
Dude, this is out of control.
They usually try and swing that pendulum as far as they can in one direction until they realize, okay, this is maybe driving people away from the platform. But I would imagine that's just weird that you keep saying no and
Dude,
it keeps serving it
on
up.
the, you know how my OCD is? I keep
Yeah.
saying no. I keep going through this whole process.
Maybe there's a setting. I need to check
So
it out.
I feel like Instagram has got to be just freaking killing it, right? People run their whole businesses through Instagram
Yeah.
now. So if someone's going to pay like $1 million to say, put this shit in these people's face, even if they click on no,
Right.
they will.
So this one is like, because you watched a reel from Seasoned Little Traveler. I swear I've never watched a reel from that. I don't know who that is. I don't follow. And then I click the X and then try to say, I don't care. But I feel like this is kind of Hattie's fault. I feel like she got on my phone and like powered through like 800 dog and hair braiding videos. And now I'm just like
maybe
suffering.
I know. Maybe you need to turn
So
off
you
your.
can do this as snooze all suggested post and feed for 30 days, which maybe that's what I did.
Oh,
So I just tapped that. Maybe that'll
I didn't
help
even
for now.
see that.
where's that?
So
was one of the
once
options
you
that
get
came-
a post, you click on the 3 dots and then you're like, and I'm out. So like, because you watched a reel from Willow Woods Barn, I never watched a reel from Willow Woods Barn. So then you click on that and then you say snooze all suggested posts in feed for 30 days.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm
it's
in.
crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all about just trying to keep you right here on Instagram. It's
So
like
some-
we want
I
to keep you
mean-
right here on this app for as long as possible, and
Which is terrifying.
if
because
they
you
feel like you're not getting you're not being entertained by the people you follow, they'll be like, here's some other entertaining people that'll keep you on platforms.
Okay, so I feel like my algorithm switched. Like they had me read as an alcoholic, like crazy. Like I swear it was stop drinking ads like every 5 seconds. I'm like, I'm fine, Instagram, I'm fine. But now I just went to look and I got Always Flex Foam pads. Someone told them I had a hysterectomy and I don't need that anymore. And then Walgreens. It's like all of a sudden they think I'm like, and then like a bounce house. Like, how did I complained about it on this year's show. Do you think they heard?
Oh, they hear.
Because I
Don't
was
you
like,
think,
stop.
Adam? They hear.
They're always listening.
Oh, yeah, they hear.
I
Stop
don't-
sending
no.
me booze ads. I'm fine. And now all of a sudden they're
You don't
sending
think
me
they
bounce
hear?
house ads.
Yeah, no, I don't think they're listening. I don't know that I would believe that is happening, that your microphone is going straight to Instagram.
But maybe I started posting about my kids more.
But it's a lot of who you're following, what you're interacting with, and interacting is more than just like. What types of videos are you watching all the way through, or what types of videos are you clicking on the person's profile after you watch their videos? Like that type of behavior,
Oh my God.
they're tracking
Yeah,
all
so
of
much.
that, and they're probably not doing it on like a micro level where they are building a profile specifically around you, but it's probably all in their system of like. Every time somebody likes a post from this one, we send them to this video, and they always end up 50% of the time they end up following this
God.
person. You know, it's just like it's all.
So many analytics.
They don't need data from you because they have everybody's following 500, 100, 100,000 people. That's all the data they need is
Well,
this is what you're interested
And
in.
that's
that's
like
like
good shit.
Yeah, very. I mean, yeah, because you're making a lot of sense, obviously. But that's what I thought was funny about, and not to get into vaccine talk or whatever. I'm so over it.
Fine.
Yeah.
But when people were like, they're gonna, insert a chip so they can track you. I'm like, hey, it's already happening. Like, are you
We
kidding?
carry this thing around with us everywhere.
Everywhere you go, everywhere, even if you're trying to be sneaky, you're still taking this shit with
if
you.
you're
Like,
going
what are you
potty.
doing? Even you're going to the shitter, you're going wherever. Like, don't worry about a microchip. Who cares?
That was the first place you talked about bringing your phone.
Well, I mean, oh God, here we go.
You're
Back
right.
to
You're right.
I mean, it's like we're already, yes, everything. And this is the price we are paying for convenience and all that kind of stuff. And if you choose not to, if you're one of those people, it's like, I don't have an iPhone, or I leave it here and I go there, and good for you. But the vast majority of our population is
bringing it to the shitter.
toting that shit everywhere.
Yeah. And I always try to help people understand like the scale of that data. And like whenever I worked in one of my old jobs, and I would tell employees that were outside of communications that I did social media, they'd say, "You're the one that's watching all of us." Like, you understand how many people work for this company, right? And you think that there's one person watching, somehow accessing everything you post and evaluating it? I'm like, just do the math on that. That's not what's happening. If you know somebody who got fired because of what they posted, somebody tattled on them. So I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Somebody else sent that in, but like, I know people get freaked out about data. It's like, yes, it's all there, but I'm sure people have different opinions.
I feel like the best thing we got out of this is that snooze thing.
Yeah, the snooze.
Yeah,
put it on snooze.
And then if it pops up again, snooze it again. And that's data they're receiving, which is, okay, she didn't like this.
And
okay,
she's not interested.
X amount of users didn't like this.
And she's going to take the time to snooze instead of just scrolling past.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know?
True that. And
Sending
I would
a
just like to
message.
announce that I've had an Instagram makeover, and now instead of getting booze ads, I'm getting bounce houses. So I feel like I'm doing something right.
Good mom.
I'm going up.
Good
going
mom.
up.
Okay, final segment of the show. Actually, before we have one more special guest at the very end of the show, conclusion of the show, that will be very beneficial to our listeners, especially this time of year. But we have TMG News Desk that we have to get to, because we have Coyote News, and
Coyote News.
we have a member of our show that has been directly impacted
100%
by Coyote News. So this TMG News Desk is brought to you by Early Bird. So Early Bird is my fave. I actually gifted some Early Bird to a colleague of mine.
Okay.
And I am awaiting the results of his experimentation with the gummies.
Was he having trouble sleeping or too stressed?
A little bit of both, like just trying to get the mind to calm down and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, give these a try. He was going to take them on a trip and,
try it out.
Yeah, try it out. So I will report back on that experiment. But also, too, we got some feedback from a listener that said these gummies are way more impressive than what I was expecting. And I think that was the case with me. I've never been a big THC pot gummies, whatever. That had never really been in my portfolio. But once
THC aficionado in your portfolio.
Definitely not. Yeah, I know there's all kinds of like Spectrum and all that kind of stuff that just seemed very complicated for me. I'm like, I dig wine, like I'm just going to stick here. But having had trouble chilling, like just letting my mind relax and going to sleep and all that kind of stuff, I gave the Early Bird CBD gummies a try, and they've been a game changer for me. They've been huge, like as far as, and like I said, it's everyone has their different reasons for wanting to try something like that will just chill you out. I've used them on the plane when I'm traveling so I can kind of,
which is where you kind of freak out. Yeah. So,
and then, just to kind of take the edge off. And so we've loved having the Early Bird CBD gummies be a part of the mom game, exposing me to something that I hadn't really thought of before. And so, we love Early Bird. And
they're like 100% legal. No one needs to worry about that. Microdose of THC, their design. There's so many and I think that CBD things out there, but I love that they're just leaning into like, this just helps you relax.
Yes. And I think too that there's a little bit of apprehension when you say like gummies, like whatever, but they're absolutely totally legal. They ship to your house. And they're amazing. Austin-based company, Texas ties, and Eric and his team do a great job with customer service, all that kind of stuff, questions you might have.
Good people like that we want to work with and recommend. They do have a discount code TMG. Yep. It's good for 20% off a new customer's first purchase. That URL, if you want to go right now, is earlybirdcbd.com /TMG, and it will automatically apply that discount for you.
Go get you some and try them out. Okay,
Chill
so
out.
the news.
Speaking of chilling out,
Dude,
and
you've
gummies,
got like a...
I think I need an early bird right now because
What's happening? There's like a coyote loose in your neighborhood.
Okay,
We were
yes.
at lunch yesterday and you're like, oh, I was like, is everything okay? And you're like, oh, I mean, there's just a coyote between the kids' schools and it attacked a 2-year-old. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, true story.
And now it's all over the news. And now there's controversy.
There's controversy.
Okay, let's go.
Isn't it crazy? Like,
You
it's
are our
crazy how
coyote
this is,
expert.
Well,
Obvi.
unfortunately, I am the subject of all these news stories because it is in my neighborhood. The coyote.
But you didn't pet or feed the coyote.
I didn't pet or feed the coyote, and I'll tell you what, the LH Mamas Facebook group is pissed.
Oh, I bet they are.
Because so the coyotes have been kind of roaming around for like 2 weeks. Like we've seen, I haven't, but a lot of people have been seeing, whether it's one coyote or a lot of coyotes, they've been roaming around the neighborhood, and every time, I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but I know that Animal Services has been called and said like, hey, there's coyotes roaming, there's coyotes roaming, there's coyotes roaming. And everyone just says, oh, they won't bother you. Like, just don't, whatever.
They're scared of people.
They're
That's
scared
what you
of
hear.
people. That's what you hear.
Yeah.
And so people are just kind of going on with their lives because there's a shit ton of kids in our neighborhood. And
Yeah.
there's
And dogs.
and dogs, and a lot of people that are seeing these coyotes live right by the elementary school where you bring in kids. So there's like 1,200 kids in this one place all day. So it was kind of just like the White Rock Valley coyote everyone was talking about. Well, then all of a sudden yesterday, word gets out via like my text messages and my Facebook that the coyote actually attacked a 2-year-old toddler on their front porch. And I heard, like, it's been all over the ticket and everything, and I heard Dan and Jake talking about it, and their first thing was like, well, why was a 2-year-old toddler on the porch? And I just want to say, like, this is what I heard is because it was one of my good friends' friend.
Yeah.
I don't know this person, but it was like the morning, she's trying to get everything ready. The 5-year-old and the 2-year-old are like, we're going to go play in the sand. She's going to like grab something and follow them out. She heard the beep, 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 like that they had gone out the door, and then boom, coyote
And then it happened.
got her 2-year-old, and it's just terrible. So I don't want to.
Well, but yeah, and before we start shaming
Yeah, exactly.
parents or whatever, like in my neighborhood, I will go run in the mornings, and there's kids out there like getting ready for school, playing like practice. And one of our friends his kid was playing. I'm practicing to be the goalie, Miss Emily. Like, and then there are kids in my neighborhood. There are kids outside in the morning all the time,
I
whether
know.
they're riding to school or they're just getting out. I mean, it's not like they're roaming the streets, but
'Cause
they're
you
like out in the
feel
front
like-
yard or saying goodbye to their siblings or parents or
Yeah,
whatever.
totally.
So yeah, I don't agree with any sort of like why was the
either.
2-year-old on the porch? Like, it's not like the 2-year-old was on a fucking interstate. Like, come
Right.
on, it was on the front
on
porch.
the front
They're
porch.
on
Come on,
And
man.
I think
Yeah.
a lot of us, once you feel like your kids are at the point, like past the point where they'll like wander down the street or wander into the street, you're
Right.
like, okay, my kids are like smart. Like Anna's there. Like,
Yeah.
y'all pop in and do something and then come back out, So,
Yeah, stay in the yard.
so that's how, stay in the yard. And they do. They're like on the front porch. It's like
Right.
they don't even leave the porch. And this 2-year-old was on the porch. So it's just crazy that the coyote actually attacked a 2-year-old. So
Yeah.
the coyote has something going on. The coyote's like rabid and effed up and crazy because usually they do just walk on by. And then what's crazier is there's a lot of layers, but like, so the animal control, or whatever they're technically called, animal control services, they made a big post and they're like, this has happened in Lake Highlands. But after our investigation, we've gotten word that people in the neighborhood were feeding the coyote and petting the coyote.
Who's
which isn't
petting
true.
a mangy coyote?
Nobody. And nobody's sure as hell petting the damn thing. They wouldn't.
Right.
So now people are mad that instead of like helping, and which they are, there's helicopters, there's like all kinds of stuff, like infrared technology, whatever that means. Like they're trying to find this coyote, but they also, I feel like had to cover their ass in a way and say that like, because they had been getting calls for 2 weeks and
Totally
didn't
laying
do
the
anything
groundwork.
about it. So they're like, oh, we're just covering our ass. And then I heard to take that even further, it was like a mom that one time threw food far away to try, and I heard this from Gordo, so I don't know where he heard it. This was on the ticket.
Right.
But like the mom was trying to get the coyote away from her kid. So she threw food like far away. And
Right.
that's what they're saying is feeding the coyote. So come on, just like own it and be like, okay, it's a wild animal.
Yeah, but they're worried about a lawsuit at this point. You got a kid in critical condition. solution and you're trying to cover
Exactly.
your ass, which is super shitty.
It's super shitty. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
But
I mean, if that's the case, all this is secondhand, thirdhand, whatever it is.
yes,
But if you're not owning up to it and you're trying to blame the people in the neighborhood that they
that's effed up.
are feeding.
So the moms are livid.
yeah.
And
Oh,
and
gosh.
and
The
the
moms.
coyote, apparently they shot at the coyote and missed or something because the coyote's still around. This morning, as I'm getting ready to come in today, I get a text that says, or it was on Nextdoor, one of the neighbors, so 2 streets over from me, posted that their dog was in the backyard. He went outside to call his dog to come in. The coyote jumped the fence, killed the dog.
No.
This morning. 2 streets from me.
What kind of a dog was it? Do you know?
I don't know.
Like little dog? Like what are you doing with your dog?
Well, it was hard because I have the family concierge there right now and they're trying to rearrange all of the furniture. And my dog is a dog that won't just chill out. Like she wants attention. So she'll go bug everybody till someone like pets her and loves on her. So I sat out with her and kept her away from them this morning and had my coffee and I was like just petting her, talking to her. My mom went out, my mom's in town, threw the ball with her a little bit to try and get her to calm down. And I think she was going to take her on a walk because I think on a walk she'd be okay. But it's crazy. It's like we were out playing with the kids yesterday. I'm like, I play with my kids every day in the yard. Like, I don't want to not. Like, and I don't think the coyote is going to come soaring in like a big Tyrannosaurus Rex and just destroy everything in its path.
Right.
Like, I think if I'm out there, I can protect my kids. And also,
I feel like you need a weapon.
well, my stepdad's here, and I told him on his way, I was like, get your gun ready.
Yeah.
I was like, there's a coyote on the loose in our neighborhood. And so I feel like everyone is hopefully armed at this point, and we can get that mofo.
Yeah, or even like a baseball bat or something.
Yeah.
You could do some damage.
Yeah.
And a coyote is big enough to where it's not like trying to kill a mosquito that's attacking a human with a baseball bat. It's like it's big and relatively big, and you could knock the shit out of it, I would think, and disable it for a little bit.
I mean,
I don't know, or just shoot it.
well, I thought about it yesterday. We were out, like the kids
I
were
know, but
drawing
is
chalk,
PETA,
and I'm like,
what's going to happen with animal rights people?
I think if the coyote's attacked a toddler, then you can.
Then
it's
you
like free
all
reign.
bets are off.
I think you can kill this. I mean, the cops shot at it, so
Okay.
if that tells you anything, they weren't worried about it. So yeah,
Hall pass. Hall pass.
so I'm gonna get some chalk after school and a gun, and we're gonna go hang out front.
Okay, there you go.
Just kidding. I don't have a gun, but my stepdad does.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like up in our, like on my way here, I'm getting texts and everyone's like, it's on Angle Ridge. I'm like, that's my other thing. I'm like, if this whole text stream of moms knows where the damn coyote is, why can't these people find the coyote with
Right.
a helicopter?
Why don't you add animal services to your text string?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, tag
because
them
everyone's
or-
just saying like, call animal services. But it's like, I don't know if people are. They need, I mean, these moms are all over this coyote's whereabouts.
Oh, I'm sure.
So I hope that
I'm sure.
little guy gets caught.
Well, and I hope the child is okay. That's
I
so
think-
tragic.
Latest I heard is that the child was going to be okay. It's not life threatening at this point,
Right.
But it had to like go through the whole, like it has to be cleaned. It had to be sewn up, because the coyote probably has like, I think I heard it had mange.
Yeah. Well, it's
Which
fucking
is-
out of its mind, I'm sure.
It's out of its mind, but I think the toddler is going to be okay. But the 5-year-old boy saw the whole thing, so you've got like I just can't imagine.
No.
Lots of blood, like it was terrible. So I know it's just crazy. It's like there's
awful.
enough shit to look out for in life. Now we're worried about a coyote.
Yep.
Yeah, in the middle of your like suburban neighborhood.
Yes.
Urban, suburban,
Both, maybe.
urbany, suburban.
What's the difference?
Urban is like city.
Okay, so we're
Suburban-
probably suburban.
Suburban is
Suburban is like
outside of the
away
city,
from.
right?
But yeah, I don't know.
But we're
I mean,
actually
the
quite
suburbs.
in close to the city. That's what makes it even weirder.
right.
Yeah,
It's so
that
weird.
is weird.
And then
Yeah.
there's the people that are like, well, the coyotes have been here longer than humans.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I'm like, well, what the
Here
hell
we
do you
go.
want us to do then? Like,
Okay.
leave all this land for coyotes and
Here
go
we
live in
go.
space? Like, what the fuck?
I know, yeah.
We did just watch a documentary on, I think it's on Disney Plus, maybe Hulu, called Little Big Farm. Have you watched this one?
No.
It's pretty cool. It's about this. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
It's about
This
this
is how
family
this is gonna
that like starts off like just decides they want to be farmers and they like
That's hilarious.
revive this farm from scratch.
In the
basically,
city?
it is in California, like an
Okay.
hour north of LA. But their whole like farming principle is all about everything is biodiverse and everything works together. And they were having really bad problems with coyotes eating the chickens, and they were always looking for a solution that wasn't like man
Killing
intervention.
the coyote, yeah.
Yeah, and so one time the husband got so heated because this coyote was on their property and he'd killed a bunch of chickens and he took care of it, but he felt terrible about it because it was like everything is supposed to be working together. So what they ended up doing was getting a like Great Pyrenees to hang out around the chickens, and that was their like guard dog. And then the coyote ended up diverting his attention to like these groundhogs that were like killing the trees, and so then the coyote was like
so
taking
they, like,
care of a problem.
rearranged the
It was crazy. It's a
circle
really
of
cool
life.
documentary. You'll have to check it out.
So,
but
Julie, the moral of the story is you need to get a Grand Pyrenees.
Yep, get
and
a
then
big guard
save,
dog.
You're going to save the whole neighborhood.
I can only have one dog, but I did hear there's a chicken coop a few streets away.
oh yeah, that's like a
I think that
It's a coyote trap.
I think that that's why the coyotes are always around like our
Yeah.
house. So I just hope they catch this mofo because like my kids were called in. They didn't have recess yesterday.
No.
And it was like they told everyone to come pick their kids up by an adult because I think a lot of times you'll have a sitter come pick your kids up,
Yeah.
everything else. And then it was like everyone's been rearranging their schedules. The coyote was seen in the parking lot next to Anna's school, like a different church right next to it at drop-off time yesterday.
oh my gosh.
But that's the thing. I'm like, if I'm there and I'm dropping Anna off at school and a coyote walks up, like I'll protect her. Like I would destroy that mofo.
You would destroy that coyote.
Hell yeah, I would.
So would I.
If he bites me, I'm like, I don't care.
I
Just
don't
don't
either.
bite my kid. Like,
Yeah.
bite me. I don't give a shit.
I would
Like, it'll
kick
be a
him in
cool
the
story for the mom game. Just
Baby
don't touch the
wiener
kids.
or whatever.
We're all the way back to the baby led wieners.
Baby led wiener. I'd kick him right in the baby led wiener.
We should all just be armed with
Damn
baby wieners. But then you're feeding the coyote, and then the animal services will say you're feeding the coyote. It's madness.
It is. It's all madness. Okay. Well, seriously though, prayers with that family.
Yes. Oh my
their
God. I think they
child
would.
is okay.
They would accept any prayers.
Yes.
That surgery and everything heals well, and that the latest I saw is that the child can stay calm. Because you imagine a 2-year-old
Oh, no.
just being just a 2-year-old,
Yeah.
and then a 2-year-old with all this medical shit going on because it was sitting on its front porch.
Yeah, that's awful.
It's stupid.
Okay. Anything else we want to get in before we bring on our mosquito guests? They're not mosquito guests. That's a weird way to say that.
Bring in the mosquitoes.
Yeah. Speaking of killing shit and tearing it up,
Exactly.
That's what they do to mosquitoes. Damn it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're out for mosquitoes and we're out for coyotes this week
Yeah,
on
we're
the mom
about to
game.
eliminate all coyotes and all mosquitoes.
Adam, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, so Adam
guys
started
tell us
out with a
about the wine.
glass of wine, and we both poured it
He's
in our own glass.
responsible.
He didn't drink.
I had a few
waste.
sips. I
You
had a
did.
few
You did.
sips.
And then we're both like, can we have
They're
that?
like, I mean, if you're not going to drink it, we're not going to let it go to
And
waste.
this cream
okay.
cheese.
I-
We're gonna go enjoy. We're gonna have a little Cinco de Mayo
we
party.
like plowed through in our cute. Here's our bowls. They are coffee filters.
Yeah.
coffee
I
filters.
did
for
bring
your
bowls, but I left them in the
bowls
car.
for chips. Okay, so here we go. It's time.
It's time.
It's time to f up some mosquitoes. Let's go.
Now we have some very topical guests today because if you've been outside at all lately, you've maybe been bit by mosquitoes. And we're going to talk about that and how to get rid of those guys very quickly with some special guests, some new sponsors here on the show, the ladies of Mosquito Shield.
Thank you guys so much for having us.
Yeah, of
Yay.
course. Thanks for being here. We have Rebecca Ryder, who's with Mosquito Shield of Dallas,
Yep.
Lisa Brockman of Mosquito Shield Fort Worth.
Yes.
Correct. Okay, so first of all, what made you decide to kind of join up with the mom game here today?
Well, first of all, we love you guys, follow you guys, serve you as customers. So just really excited for, y'all's experience and our experience together and just working together to kind of get the word out and make sure you guys have a great experience and then, share it with our customers and our families.
And this is great because we're both customers and we're both
Right.
using Mosquito
Yeah.
Shield.
Right, exactly, which is really fun to meet people in person, know your property, know your backyards and really, know the service that we're hopefully providing for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had never had a mosquito treatment of any kind. There's nothing I love more than to sit out on my back porch and have a glass of wine at night. And I like to have some company. The man that lives with me would be nice. But I will say, for a long time, for some reason, mosquitoes are attracted to him. They're not, so I can sit outside and be fine. He's getting eaten and then he gets frustrated. And so I will say we had it last season for the first time. And I said, we've had these conversations with the Mosquito Shield. Let's give it a try. And I'll be damned if we weren't able to sit out on the back porch and actually enjoy ourselves without, him getting eaten alive and bitching the entire time. So thank you for that. Explain how the process works, why it's effective, and, just kind of what you tell potential customers like I was.
Right. So we're a little bit different than a lot of other companies because we do treat on the life cycle of the mosquito. So we're coming out every 10 to 17 days.
Yep.
versus a lot of our competitors who come out on a fixed schedule. So they come out either once a month or every 21 days.
Exactly.
So we are coming out just a lot more frequently, which really definitely helps because we are treating based on the life cycle of the mosquito.
Yep.
So when does this process start? Because we just had our first treatment. It's first part of May, and we just had our first one. So take me through the process. Like, what can I expect now for the rest of the season, so to speak?
Yeah, definitely. We started a little bit earlier in April, but it's all like sort of the same process. We all run through into or through November, depending on the weather. So essentially, all of our customers can expect us to be out every 2 weeks or less from now through November, pending weather, of course. We can work with the rain. So like today, there's like rain expected later, but we are out there like spraying right now. So we just work with either before or after rain as long as it's dry. Part of our products will help it to adhere, and we use certain things to make sure that we're keeping the larva at the larva stage and not letting it grow to the adult mosquito. And then if you need a respray, if you're having activity or bites in between times, we can come back and respray you, of course. So yeah.
And y'all aren't messing around. Like this guy comes out in like a gas mask and like a hazmat suit and this big old blower, and it's like
it's hardcore.
Right? It's intense. How is it safe for animals, pets? What's the process like? Remember when we used to get bug spray and they'd be like, nobody move for 2 hours or whatever, and it's like, so what is that process like as far as the, individual treatments?
Right. And I'll kind of let you.
Totally. Yeah. So basically just if you have dogs, keep them inside just while we're spraying, let it dry just about 20 minutes. Everybody can go right back out. We both have kids, dogs. Our kids tend to like let our dog out while we're spraying our own house. So just, we always just tell people keep them inside, let it dry, but it takes like no time at all for the drying process.
And I love the fact that y'all are moms. You get it. You know how annoying mosquitoes can be.
Exactly.
And then also you're so involved with the process. Like I've worked with Rebecca now. This is our second mosquito season. So she'll check. She'll be like, how's everything? And I'm like, you know what? It's really good, but I did see a mosquito yesterday. And she's like, I'm on it. And she'll send somebody out there. How important is this just to kind of get out the message to the moms in the communities that this is something that can really get rid of this problem and that you guys really care?
Exactly. Well, us both being moms, I feel like that's been so important in our process is like the mom to mom relationship. We're talking to moms just like us who have kids, have dogs, have babies, that we want you guys to like be able to have your computers out in your backyard doing a work, video, or, having the grandparents run around with the grandkids, kids in diapers, that sort of thing, right? And really enjoy your backyard. So I love working with the mom to mom. Now, if we can't work with the dad, because we do, but really, that mom to mom relationship, I think means a lot to all of us in the Mosquito Shield family because it's so much of like the family, atmosphere and knowing what you're doing after school, like the kids are outside and playing and things like that. So I think we both really value that component of it.
Yeah.
Lisa, for you, like, how is the structure of Mosquito Shield? Like, is there a million different franchises? Is it largely women driven, or what's kind of the dynamic of the company as a whole?
Yeah. So there are quite a few different franchises in Dallas. How many would you say?
Like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
At least.
New that all started off. Last season was our first season. So it's really been great for us because there is such a good support system and we're all very supportive. And
the franchise is across the country, so there's likely a Mosquito Shield like near your friends or family, other places. There's definitely a ton in Texas, and most are family owned. If not, they may have like a business partner, but most are families just like us. We work closely with our husbands to build the business, and with our kids, they know the mosquito truck, they know our techs. They're like, oh, mom and dad are going down to the mosquito shop, get the mosquitoes. So our
get the bad guys.
Our techs will come over, after the route sometimes if they need to check in. And so it really is a family business.
Yeah.
And I feel that like building it with my husband, with our technicians, and we only have 3 or 4 of them, right? So you're going to see the same person. We don't have 25 techs, right? So
I like that.
It's the same, couple of people that are going to be coming to your home every 2 weeks and really get to know. They know all the dogs' names, right? They know sort of your properties by heart and by memory. And it's sort of the technique of how we spray and why we spray and where we spray to help really make that difference. Plus, being a family business.
And lastly, we talk a lot on this show about just trying to balance jobs and careers and kids, and you want to work, but you need your more time, whatever it is. What led you guys into this kind of franchise world with Mosquito Shield?
Yeah, I mean, we both had jobs, corporate jobs, prior to Mosquito Shield, and ended up leaving those to focus fully on the business. So it definitely still has the flexibility of being, dropping your kids off from school. But I think for probably both of us, with building your own business, our husbands now like also do that maybe a lot more or differently than they used to, and when we had other jobs, right? So husband and I, my husband Josh and I will take turns picking up the kids, doing the laundry, doing the dinners, the cleaning, the dishes, things that like maybe
your business partners with your husband. Like that's got to be interesting.
It's so fun to like work together.
I don't know that we could do it.
Yeah.
We have different.
I'm like, I don't think this will work in the McCoy house, but yeah, you do you.
We have different strengths for sure. I absolutely let my husband focus on his strengths, which are not mine. And so I think that's been a really cool partnership. Plus with COVID, before COVID, he worked in an office, right? And, I worked in and out of an office, and now we're home mostly together, even though he has another full-time job. But it's fun to be able to sort of, not shout at each other, but to the other room about different things and kind of work together and build that together, which is something I've really liked.
I love it. And
Lisa, did you guys know each other before?
No. And how we got into it is my whole family uses Mosquito Shield in Midland. And so we kind of already knew about Mosquito Shield. And so when we moved back to Texas, we kind of were just shocked that they didn't have it in the area. And that's sort of how we got into it.
Yeah.
It's because my whole family used them in Midland.
Right. Well, and that's probably the biggest testimony you can give, right?
Exactly.
Is that you believed in this so much and that you were such loyal customers that you decided to branch out. Yeah.
My family doesn't live in Texas. They use a different company that only comes once a month. And my mom thought it was great. And I was sitting on her patio. We were already into Mosquito Shield. And like I said, they didn't have one there. And I was like, Mom, you have a ton of mosquitoes. Like, I cannot be out here with our kids for more than 5 minutes, which is what our customers say when they call to sign up. And that's what we don't want.
It's a quick way to just ruin your day.
Yes.
Like, every day. So much of in our neighborhood, and I know a lot of neighborhoods, it's like you're just outside a lot with your kids. After school, it's like, go outside.
Yeah, especially like the front yards with all the swings and the chairs and the things where you just see neighbors kind of coming together.
Yes.
And, wanting to have that difference where the kids can be out and do that in the front yard or run across the street.
It's really huge. Like, it's kind of life-changing.
Yeah.
Well, okay. And I know, I don't even know if my neighbors called you yet, but as soon as I posted on social media that she was like, oh, I need to know about this. How does it, do y'all have any special like referral programs, neighbor packages or anything like that? Because I know probably, if one person sees it in the neighborhood, they're like, what's that?
Everyone wants
what's
to
going
do it.
Yeah, just wants to know.
We have a huge referral program. And that's where a lot of our customers come from. It's like word of mouth, referrals, and it's called 3 and Free. So if our customer gets 3 referrals to sign up this season, the next season is completely free for them.
Yeah.
Cool. Which is huge. Yeah.
Yeah. We've had a lot of referrals this season from last year. So people who signed up, went with us, all last year, who all of a sudden, I think one was like, oh my gosh, my mom's got to get on board. My sister, my neighbor, my friend. We do have some neighborhood packages. It's more of like, 10 neighbors sign up. Then there's some, discounts we can do, things like that or more. But usually it becomes sort of this referral program where it's, the family, the friend, the neighbor, and then that neighbor refers another neighbor.
Yeah.
So you don't have to have your neighbors on board to have it to be effective, but hey, the more the better, right?
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Well, it's just been so wonderful to get to know you guys. And I love when we can work with a company that we use the product and we actually know that it works.
Yes.
So that's just a beautiful relationship that we have going with you guys. And if people do want to come find you, they want to sign up, maybe they're not on Instagram, they don't see it there, what do they need to do?
Yeah, so we can definitely probably send you direct, contact information. We can do texting, a phone number. We do have Instagram, but we can definitely, give out our phone number.
Yeah.
For each of
so
us
is it like Mosquito, the website, or?
Yeah. So you go to MoShield.com and
MoShield.
MoShield.com and put in your zip code. It'll put you to the appropriate owner, right? So if you're in our zip code, it'll come directly to me. If you're in Lisa's, it'll come to her.
Perfect.
If you're west of the tollway, it goes to another owner, right? If you're in Frisco, it goes to that owner. So depending on where you are, it'll go to the appropriate person.
MoShield.com.
MoShield.com. Do I need to spell that? MoShield.
That's right.
I before E,
MoShield.
except after C.
Yep.
Something case Y,
neighbor
neighbor and
and
way. And there's your
huge
grammar
dorks on
lesson
here.
for the day, or spelling, or whatever it is. Well, Rebecca and Lisa, thank you so much for being with us. We're so grateful for the partnership. We're grateful for the service that you provide, and
hopefully you'll get some Mom Game listeners headed your way.
Yes, mention
Tell
the
them the Mom Game sent you.
Tell them the Mom Game sent you. So we appreciate you being here. we close out the show, as you know, every week with the little deuces and look into your camera and say Mom Game Out. So we will end that way appropriately.
Y'all get to be a part of it.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Mom Game Out.